I carved this dagger out of purple hardwood, and I'm going to show you the process of how I turned this block of wood into a gothic-style vampire slayer. This block was 3 by 3 by 12 inches, so I needed to split it in half. Next, I drew out the outline of the blade and guard so that I can remove the excess material. Here I'm just going to clean it up a bit with a file. This was the first time I ever worked with purple hardwood. It's an extremely hard wood, so I was experimenting with different tools to see which works the best. The pull saw surprisingly held up. Now we have the rough shape of the blade. Next, it was time to design and draw out the outside of the handle. Making progress, but a long road ahead. I drew the shape out again with the Sharpie marker because the pencil just wasn't showing up very nicely. Slowly but surely, removing material. And now we get to do it all over again to the other side. So now we've got the handle squared off, we'll need to smooth it out and round it over so that it fits nicely in the hand. As I mentioned before, this type of wood is extremely hard to work with if you don't have very, very sharp tools. I found myself going back and forth between my knives and my files just to get the exact shape I wanted. Here's a nice little progress check. For this project, I found that a coping saw was my best friend. Alright, now this thing's starting to look like a blade. I also used a spoke shave for the first time ever on this project. It did such a fantastic job smoothing it out. I got into the habit of holding it every time I altered it just to make sure it still feels nice in the hands. Here I'm starting the process to round off the handles. I know there's more efficient ways to do this, but whittling is just very calming and therapeutic for me. For me, I just take one corner at a time, and I'll just alternate corners evenly until I get a nice round shape. So I consider this the awkward part of the process. It's gonna look funny and awkward before it looks great. Alright, time to start rounding off the bottom portion of the handle. So after filing it, I decided to go a different direction with the bottom. I like this look a lot better. Time for another progress check. The handle guard was really thin, so I had to be very careful, especially because I wanted to get very detailed with the handle. I enjoy sanding at the very beginning, but after a few hours it gets kind of old. Now it's looking like the end is in sight. Now it's time to put an edge on this blade. So after the hours and hours of work and blood, sweat, and tears, I finally got to the point where I felt I was done. So let's put some finish on this to see how it turns out. Before you apply finish, always make sure that your project is clean. Before I applied this finish, I did get it wet so that the fiber stuck out, and then I sanded it again for that smooth finish. I was so happy with how this turned out. The entire time I was working on it, I just couldn't help but think what was going to look like after I applied the finish. I was not disappointed. Before I show you the final reveal, I just want to take the time to thank you for making it this far. I have a couple projects still going on and I still plan to make more of these, so I'll ask you to please subscribe to support me.